case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
Before the lawsuit unfolded, Agrico Chemical Company had inked a contract with Brent Towing Company to transport their fertilizer products. Brent, unable to provide an additional barge for an increased cargo request from Agrico, secured space on a Logicon barge. During the barge's journey to Oklahoma, an unusual construction of the barge, a liquid-tight centerline bulkhead only at the number 1 port and starboard tanks, came under focus. The bulkhead separating cargo compartments 2 through 5 had openings, permitting liquid to flow between the port and starboard tanks, thus making it unsuitable for loading with heavy fertilizer. The plot thickened when an employee of Logicon, Homer Bland, warned that the unusual construction of the barge would make it prone to rollovers when the cargo shifted, causing it to tip to one side. Despite such warnings, the journey resumed, resulting in the barge meeting the very fate that was feared. It capsized. In the initial proceedings, the district court held Brent solely liable for the incident, alleging them of undermining a workmanlike performance by pressing on the load in the barge, despite cognizant of the bulkhead's defects. But, in an interesting turn of the case, the Court of Appeals found the decision to be flawed. Ruling the initial judgment to be inaccurate, the Court of Appeals, led by Judge Alvin B. Rubin, determined that the contract between Agrico and Brent wasn't a charter, but a contract of affreightment, thus altering the understanding of liability. It held that both Agrico and Brent played an equal part in the mishap and were equally liable for the damage. The appellate court's decision turned the tables on the dispute. It reversed the district court's judgment, ruling that both parties shared responsibility for the incident and any damages should be proportionately divided between them. The case was sent back to the district court, which now has to reassess its proceedings in line with the Court of Appeals' interpretation.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.